Hey everybody, my name is Joe Barna. I'm sitting down with Hernan Lopez, proprietor of Alias Coffee, both in Troy and now in Albany. We are preparing for a performance on Sunday, June 9th with my band Sketches of Influence that is going to feature Stacy Dillard on saxophones, Fema Chupacan on the piano, James Robbins on bass, and myself. That will be from 6 to 9, again on Sunday, June 9th. That will be our only performance in the Capital Region with the full band during our summer tour of 2024. Hello, Hernan. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good.
Glad to be here.
Fantastic. So I wanted to sit down with you and just ask, how has it been as a coffee shop owner who didn't really have any intention of having a music venue, right? Mm-hmm. How has that affected you in regards to your vision of your space, and also just personally having art? As you can see, there's a lot of art hanging up, having the art in here, and also getting able to listen to music that you might have never either heard or might not have had the time to go out and explore yourself. How has that affected you?
Well, it definitely changed the whole business model. Initially, I rented this place so I can open a coffee shop and a roastery. Mm-hmm. Where we're sitting right now, that's where I had planned on putting the roaster.
Okay.
But you discovered the sound quality in this place, and we tossed the idea around of playing music here, having live performances, especially jazz.
Yeah.
I am a jazz fan. I love jazz, classical music, art, and I just went with it because at the time I was already roasting in another location, mm-hmm. but I was going to move everything here. So it changed everything because we realized that we can have great performers and great performances here because of the sound quality.
And I will say that, and even Joe Farnsworth, who just played here, who I consider mm-hmm. the greatest living jazz drummer, all right? Even he and his band said that the sound in here is absolutely phenomenal. Gary Simoleon has played here. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of Grammy-winning artists have played in this room already over the last year and a half. And the two things that every single person has said, number one, they're shocked at how good the sound is in this room. They're just shocked because when they walk in, they see the concrete, they see the exposed brick. They're like, ugh, this is going to be very reflective. And then they start playing, and everything is so clean and warm and clear. So number one is the sound. The second thing, and you should be very proud of this, that every single person that has come in here from out of town has said it's the best coffee they've ever had in their life. Literally. And they've all bought a bag, right? I think almost every one of them has bought John Gordon,
yes,
Gary Simoleon, Joe Farnsworth. They've all complimented you on your product. So not only are they having a great musical experience, their taste buds are being enlightened by the quality of your coffee and how much pride you take in producing such a wonderful product for the city of Troy and Albany now. So you should be very proud of that.
Thank you.
Although this wasn't supposed to be a music venue, I got to say I'm glad that you didn't fight the tide. And you let us, you let me come in and kind of have a vision for the room. I know it's very difficult, because I run my own business, you run your own business. It's very difficult to kind of let somebody else steer the ship and maybe let them bring their vision in as well. Mm-hmm. That can be very difficult, because you want to feel like you're always in control, that you have it together, I can do this. But if you look around at what's happened in here, and I'm not going to take all the credit because I had a friend help me build the stage. You've included yourself in the purchasing and the facilitating of all this, the materials for the stage. We got a piano in here from Hilton Pianos. Thank you, Bob Hilton.
Thank you, Bob Hilton.
Yes, we've got a real authentic stage curtain in here donated by Sten Isaacson. Yeah. He got that from Schenectady Community College's theater. People are coming in and hanging their art up. We've had rugs donated. I've donated furniture. You've bought furniture. You've paid for piano tunings. It has become a very collaborative effort. And to have the opportunity to bring the level of talent into this room that we've been able to do, the Winter Jazz Fest with Joel Fromm that was just here, that was an overwhelming success. I think it's the first time I've ever put on a performance where we had to stop people from coming in. That was pretty incredible.
It was, it was. So it's definitely a community effort. The space here is for the community. We host art exhibits. We don't charge the artist, and all the sales proceeds from the art goes that 100% to the artist.
Yeah.
My interest is to help promote these upcoming artists, and the same to offer jazz to Troy and Albany and the surrounding area at an affordable rate.
I think it's working. I've gotten a lot of pleasure out of doing this, as stressful as it can be, you know. And I haven't actually, when I go through all the numbers, I haven't actually made any money yet on this. But that's not why I do this, you know. It would be nice, but at the end of the day, we all have to, or we're all going to, whether we like it or not, leave something behind when we're not here anymore. And if I could leave something behind where it includes people's experiences in life that were positive, or it enhances their awareness of a certain kind of music, or they met their life partner at one of these shows, or you know, they pass on that legacy. If this business is still open, you know, years and years from now, they pass that legacy down to their kids. Oh, you want a cup of coffee in Troy? Go to Alias. You want to hear a great show? Go to Alias. I think that this is a bigger project than simply just like coming in, putting on shows, and making a bunch of money. I mean, that would be great, but I don't think when you go in with that perspective, I think you lose a lot of the allure and the organic nature of something like this. You didn't expect this to be a music venue, and look what happened. Yeah. Now you've got people wanting to volunteer. We've got people working the door. We've got a sound man. John Chara's been doing sound, and he's been very gracious about working out deals with me, so I'm able to facilitate this. You've got this beautiful bar over here. You went ahead and got your beer and wine license. That was a big task.
That wasn't easy.
That was not easy, but you did it, and you did it because you're seeing the potential in this space. You know, if I can ask, because I know this is I'm putting you on the spot. So
Okay.
that's what I do. I also want to thank Bill Stern. Bill Stern, who's actually doing all these
Thank you, Bill.
videos. He runs Troy Jazz Videos. Troy Jazz Videos is a YouTube channel dedicated to live jazz in Troy and the surrounding areas. And if you're watching this video, I highly encourage you to subscribe, check out the videos, like the videos, leave comments, share it with your friends. Bill Stern works very hard, and has given a lot to the city of Troy. He's not from Troy, but he's here now. And I hope that he sees how much people care about what he's doing and want to support him as well. Not just us, not just the venue, not just the music, but also the person behind the camera that's facilitating this for us. But to put you on the spot, I've brought my own band, my own music in many times, and this is leading to a bigger conversation. I've never asked you, but hearing my own band and my own music, for better or for worse, maybe you don't like it, maybe you do like it. I'd like to know what's your perspective on when you hear me bring guys like this in to play my original music. Have you enjoyed it? Do you feel like you connect with it, or do you feel like...
Definitely. It's amazing to have some of these musicians come in from out of town, like top-notch musicians, and play here in my little space. It's great, and thank you very much for doing that.
You're welcome.
I don't think anybody else is doing that around here.
Not to this level. This is a huge undertaking. This is huge. The reason I asked you personally about how you feel about my band, because my band right here, which features, again, Stacy Dillard, Fima Chupakin, James Robbins, and myself, we will be doing, again, our only appearance as a full band in the Capital Region will be on Sunday, June 9th from 6 to 9. And not that I wanted that to be like that, but that's how it organically worked out. We have a subs on a couple different gigs, and we got a couple trio dates. The primary band will be me, Fima, and James. We have a couple different saxophone players filling in. But the reason it was so important for me to make sure that all four guys were present for that particular performance is because I want Alias, basically my home right now, I want Alias to present that show. I want the community to have to come here to hear that band. You know, it means a lot to me.
Great.
I feel very connected to this space, and I know that my friend Stacy, who's one of my best friends, absolutely loves being here, absolutely loves playing this room, and loves the people of Troy. So I wanted to make sure that this full band was here for that day. One thing that we are not going to do, that you know now, is I am not going to be having a set cover charge for the event, and I'm not going to be doing an Eventbrite. I want every single person that's interested in hearing this band live to be able to come in. It is going to be 100% donation-based. All of the money will be going towards the event and the tour, and I hope that people will come out.
Yeah,
not
that's
just
great.
just to support the music, man. I want you to know this. You know, I think you do know this. We've had enough conversations, right? I'm not just doing this for me. I really don't do anything in life for myself. I don't, and it's kind of a problem. It is an issue. I'm a workaholic. I don't sleep very much, and I do it all because when I see the smiles on people's faces, when I have people after these gigs hugging me, saying, you know, I needed that tonight. What you did for me tonight, I needed that. I had something going on in my personal life, and I needed an escape. This is why I do this. I do this to help people. I'm also doing this because I believe in Alias. I believe in your product. I see how hard you work and how dedicated you are. And I want to see Troy have something exciting going on in a small venue where people feel a sense of community. They also feel like that they're not being cheated when they buy a product here, when they buy a cappuccino, or when they come in for a show. I want them to know that they're getting the best value for their money possible. So I'm not necessarily doing this for myself. And as far as like the touring and recording and leaving this music behind, I do have a daughter, you know, and I said this in a video I put up on Facebook, is that a lot of what I'm doing now is dedicated to her. My last album was dedicated to her, The Heights, you know. I'm not going to be here forever, you know. So whatever we leave behind is all they get to have. And I'm probably never going to have money, so I'm not going to leave money behind. But what I can leave behind is all of this music for her. Maybe she'll play it. Maybe she'll introduce some new people to it. You know, I don't know what it'll do, but this is my currency, okay? This is my currency, is my music. That's all I have. So I'm also thinking about that. I have to document this music. I have to, for her sake, you know.
Definitely, yeah.
Because it's a tough topic to talk about. I don't want to get emotional. It's hard, but I look in her face and I want everything for her, you know. So if this is what I have to leave behind for her, then I'm going to do it for the community, but I'm also going to do it in an effort to supply her with memories that she would otherwise not have. Okay? So that's for me. I'm sure that's got to be part of it for you too. I mean, you have a daughter. You have other things to think about besides yourself. That's why we work so hard, man.
Yes, for the family.
I don't want them. I don't want her to struggle.
For them.
Right? You don't want your daughter to struggle, right?
No, not at all. Yeah.
So we work hard for that. So this is I think this is much bigger than just simply presenting music and selling coffee. I think there's something more to this, and you can feel it in this room. When people come in here and sit down for a show, you can feel it.
Definitely. You feel the community. Yeah,
it's a lot. It's very strong, and you got such good, dedicated customers like Sarah Tack, Mark Shipley, your friend Keith, Picard and Suji, and we have Dominique that comes in all the time, and Paula Gorney and Bill, and we have all these people that keep coming back and sharing this with their friends and their family, and bringing their new boyfriends and new girlfriends in, and bringing their wives and their husbands and their cousins, and it's starting to turn into something very special. I think it was from the beginning, but it's definitely transformed in something that even I couldn't have predicted. This is very difficult to do this, so you want to see the fruits of your labor, and I think that we're starting to do that.
Yeah, definitely. This is a community-based coffee spot, and it's working out the same way as far as music. The community's coming together to enjoy the shows, and you keep bringing amazing artists, nationally known, so it gets better and better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy to collaborate with you. I want to thank you personally, and for allowing this to happen and not fighting on it. Surprisingly enough, I don't think we've had a single argument. It's been what? How many months now? It's been 12. 13, 14, 15,
Over a
16,
year, yeah.
17. We're going on our 18th month, I think. 19th month. And we haven't had any kind of serious kind of altercations or arguments or disagreements. And you've been very helpful. You've been very helpful with facilitating these things. Not all club owners are. And I just want to thank you personally for allowing this to happen and for allowing someone outside to kind of create a vision for a space in collaboration with you, you know, and not even for you, but with you. If you're in Albany and you can't make it over to Troy very easily, I highly recommend going to the location on North Pearl. Patronize these businesses. You know, the small business owner works very hard to do something unique and different to provide for these communities, and we want to support that. And also, if you're in the mood for a show, check online, see what's coming up, or stop in, say hello. We always have the posters up in the windows and on the counter. I thank you for sitting down and doing this with me.
Well,
I do
thank you, Joe.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you for handling all of this.
My man. And I look forward to June 9th. June 9th.
June 9th.
Sketches of Influence will be here, our only show in the Capital Region with the entire band intact. Stacy Dillard, Fema Chupakin, James Robbins, and myself. Once again, we are not setting a price for you to come in. If you are destitute and broke, but you still want to be here, we invite you to come enjoy the music. It will be completely donation-based, and those donations will be going to help facilitate this 3-week-long tour, both throughout the entire state of New York, and we're going to Nashville for 4 days. We're going to be in Nashville for 4 days. So we have a lot of expenses, and we're going to be recording an album. If we can make our goal, we need 10,000. If we make our goal, I have booked a studio in Catskill, New York. Scott Petito, world-renowned studio engineer who has worked with the best in the business. I will be using his personal studio. He will be the recording engineer doing the mixing, mastering, and then I will be getting somebody to do the artwork and post-production. This entire process is going to cost between $10,000 and $12,000. So if you have a heart and you want to see us succeed, you can come here, Alias Coffee, Troy, New York, 219 4th Street in Troy, New York, on Sunday, June 9th from 6 to 9, and make your presence felt by making a donation. If you're unable to make that, please check out my GoFundMe. That will be on Facebook, Instagram. You can go to GoFundMe directly, look up Joe Barna Summer Tour, or if you have my phone number, you can use Zelle, you can use Venmo, you can send a check, you can give us cash, or don't do any of that. Don't do any of it. Just come buy some great coffee and have a good time, all right? We appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you.